There are two drawing spaces in each AutoCAD file. They are model space and paper space. Paper space was introduced in AutoCAD 11. AutoCAD 2010 is the 24th release of AutoCAD, so you can see that paper space has been around for a long time. Even though paper space has been around since 1990 when R11 was released, it still causes trouble for many users. That's why I'm going to try to ease you into the concepts, give you a bit of an introduction to it right now, and later on go into greater detail. Understanding the purpose of each drawing space is a very fundamental need when you create your drawings in AutoCAD. For now, let's keep it simple. Model space is where your drawing objects go. Your lines, your arcs, your circles. And paper space is where your paper objects go. Your drawing border, your title block, north arrows, notes, dimensions, etc. If you were to create a drawing with pencil and paper, you would start off by defining your border and title block so you know where to draw. Then you put your objects inside that. AutoCAD works in reverse. You create your drawing objects or your model in model space. Then you switch to paper space and add all of your drawing borders and title blocks and information that belong with a drawing. Paper space is also, as I said earlier, where you will annotate your drawing, especially if you're going to create multiple sheets in one file. You can always add text and dimensions in model space, but again, I recommend putting them in paper space. There can only be one model space tab, as you see right here, and it will always be called modeled. You cannot rename it in any given file. But you can have as many paper space tabs in your file as you need. Very simple to add new ones. Right click on it, new layout. And now we have two drawings to go with our model. It's a good idea to limit the amount of paper space tabs that you have in your file. If you have to scroll through the paper space tabs to see all of them, you probably have too many. When you approach drawing in AutoCAD, think of your line work as the data in a database. That data belongs in model space, where you can access it. There, the data is generic and raw. But paper space is where you will display it visually. You will reference the data through the viewport and then annotate it. This rectangular box is a viewport. Your viewport is a sort of window to your model space. The viewport has certain visual properties and display parameters that will cause the model to appear a certain way. We can make all sorts of changes to it. We can change some of these colors and lines to be uniquely displayed in this specific viewport. One of the biggest benefits to annotating in paper space is that you can create multiple viewports in one tab. In model space, you only get one shot at making your drawing. You can only have one view. Many drawings need more than one view of the object to create a drawing, so you can get more done with paper space than you can model space. When you work with AutoCAD, you will often find it useful to have more than one drawing file open at a time. Some of those drawings will have multiple drawing tabs or paper space tabs in them. Navigating through that mess can be very difficult and extremely sluggish. How do you know which drawing you need, or how do you even know which tab to use, especially if they aren't your files to begin with? A very quick method of switching through open drawings is by pressing Ctrl and Tab at the same time. This will open the next drawing. If you press Ctrl, Tab, and Shift all at the same time, it will toggle through your drawings but in the opposite direction. If you only have a few drawings open, this method works fine. But if you have 10 drawings open and each one of them has at least 5 tabs in them, how are you going to know which tab you need? You can press Ctrl and Page Up to move backwards through your tabs. And you can press Ctrl Page Down to move forward in your tabs, but only of the open file. This can be very cumbersome. There are two similar tools in AutoCAD 2010, and they're brand new, that can help us use a thumbnail preview of our drawings and their tabs of all of your open files all at once. These two tools are called the Quick View Layouts for the paper space tabs and the Quick View Drawings to view the files and their tabs. So you open a drawing with multiple tabs in it. In fact, open several for this exercise. It really doesn't matter which files you have open or how many tabs are in. As long as you have multiple files open, you'll get the gist of it. So try out the Control Tab keystroke again to toggle through the drawings. It's quick, but you aren't sure what you're going to get. If you try the Control Page Up and Page Down, see how it stops once you get to the first list of the tabs? You have to keep switching buttons to go back and forth. This can be very difficult and frustrating. Now, let's try out the Quick View Layouts button in the status bar. Pick it. This will open up a thumbnail preview of every tab that is in the current file. We have our Model tab, which we're in now, Layout 1, and Layout 2. This is very handy when you aren't sure which tab that you need, or when there are many tabs. The icons will preview what's in it. To close the Quick View previews, you click on the X button. You can also pin them and keep them open by clicking on the push pin. And from the tabs, you can even print or publish these files. So you can get to a lot of different controls through the Quick View Layouts and Quick View Drawings options. Now that we have taken the time to introduce you to AutoCAD's interface, you need to know how to work within AutoCAD. One of the most basic and essential operations in AutoCAD is starting a file. You can't do anything without the right drawing, and you have to start somewhere. There are two methods to take here. One is to start a brand new file. The other is to open an existing file so you can edit it. Let's start with the easier of the two, opening an existing file. In fact, it's so easy you've probably already done it. AutoCAD has several ways to start a command, in the ribbon or in the command line. Opening a file is no different. You can go to the Application menu and click on the Open option. You can go to the Quick Access toolbar and click the Open option. Or you can type Open on the command line. Either method will give you the exact same results. Now you try. Open a file. Any file at this point will do. Now that your file is open, you can get to work on it. Good luck!